Thank you so much, Madam Chair, and apologies. As my father always said, better late than never. So, I'm Doug O'Malley, Director of Environment, New Jersey. I'm here I was going to say this morning, but again, I'm running late, this afternoon, for a very simple reason. We are joined by a broad coalition of not just democracy advocates, not just quote-unquote progressives, but people that care dearly about transparency in government, the ability for the public as a whole to be able to see what government is doing with public dollars. That's the reason why we got OPRA in the first place more than 20 years ago, and that was a bipartisan effort supported by Speaker Jack Collins. Assemblyman George Geis in South Jersey as well was a key leader in making sure that OPRA passed the Assembly, and of course the godfather of sunshine in New Jersey, Senator Byron Barrett. He had got the Sunshine Law passed, and then this was his final legacy. And if Byron Barrett was still here with us today, I can guarantee you that he'd be fighting to ensure that we reformed OPRA but did not roll back public transparency. And that's what these amendments do. And I think that's really critical to understand is that, you know, the amendments are supposed fixes, they're fatally flawed because they're still providing the opportunity for optional transparency. And if sunlight is truly the best disinfectant, the problem is if you make it optional, you'll suddenly find yourself in the darkness. And I wanted to use a very specific example for another issue that's in front of the legislature right now, and that's the crisis in New Jersey transit. Because of OPRA, the press was able to get a copy of the contract with North Highlands, which is spending $6 million to help to figure out what happens if New Jersey Transit does not get the funding it needs. Without having the ability of accountability, not just for the public but also for the press, stories like that aren't getting told. And I don't need to tell everybody at the rostrum, right? Democracy depends upon this transparency. I wanted to specifically to reference a few amendments that are especially concerning. Fee shifting you've heard ad nauseum, but in terms of the agencies, and this is very concerning, the bill as it stands with the amendments allows government agencies to sue requesters for seeking records with the intent to substantially impair performance of government functions. Please tell me how we define substantially impaired, because that is literally transparency in the eye of the beholder. It's in the eye of the agency. That is an incredibly dangerous language because it's vague, it's an undefined standard, and government agencies could literally weaponize that to say that everything substantially impairs them. Second, creating a rebuttable presumption that service charges for OPRA requests are reasonable. The bill right now shifts the burden onto the requester to approve a fee from the agency for fulfilling an OPRA request is unreasonable. So I'll wrap up with the last moment and the last item is the level of specificity required in the request basically ensures the only way that you can put in an OPRA request is if you know what you're looking for. And that obviously, the whole reason to have OPRA is to provide sunshine, not to encourage less transparency. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony.